Hey everyone, how you doing today? Topic number 3 is actually a topic I have not talked to one of my experts about, I think ever. I might have done it once 18 months ago, but I don't think I've ever done it. And that is, what do they think of the FIRE movement? Financial independence, retire early. And I thought I'd ask Greg about that. How you doing, sir?
Doing great, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. So when you hear FIRE movement, what do you think? And I bring this up because I had a mentor call yesterday with a new college graduate that I actually posted. I got permission to post it. And he was all wrapped around the axle of the FIRE movement and thought he
Mhm.
just graduated. He's 22. He got a job in the hospital and he wants to be financially independent, retire early at 30. And he was wrapping himself all around the axle because he thought he was late and he didn't do enough. And how does he get more income and get a second job? And oh my God, it was it was unfortunate. So I was just curious, when you talk to other students or other folks about the FIRE movement, what do you think? What do you hear? Let's break it down.
Yeah, so I think it's great from one aspect, and
Mhm.
I think it's very misunderstood from another aspect.
Oh
So,
yes.
financial independence as soon as you can, absolutely, but retire early, that's not what everybody thinks it is. It's not what it's cracked up to be.
Mm,
Um,
amen to
I
that.
mean, I'll never retire. I'm going to continue doing deals, doing what I do, coaching, mentoring. I mean, it's just I love it.
Yeah.
I'll take what I do over anything recreationally all day long. Now, for me, financial independence came early. So I built my first company, in a period of 7 years from 97 to 0405. And when I sold that company, I never had to do anything again. It was
Mm,
financially independent,
nice.
from that standpoint. But I never thought I'm going to retire. That was never a goal. Retire early was never a goal. Financial independence was always a goal. But so I could do whatever I wanted. I could still continue to create. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. Now, for some people, they may want to travel the world. They may want to, do whatever it is they want to do, go play golf full time, whatever, go fishing, knit baskets, paint, whatever that is to somebody in terms of retirement. But what happens with young people today, and it's just a different world, everybody wants everything now. What I find in younger people that I mentor and that I work with is that they don't have a lot of patience. They think, everything is just going so fast in their world that they're going to miss out on everything. And, that's just not true. There's plenty of opportunity, plenty of time, and you got to put the work in and you got to do the work. You got to educate yourself. You got to become an expert first, unless you can, get into an Uber or Airbnb or Facebook or something like that and get lucky with one of those hits. But in general, in the world of real estate, in the world of investing, and you know, the world of what it really takes to become financially independent through business entrepreneurship, the traditional means, it takes time, and you got to put your time in. You got to pay your dues. Now, in the world of cryptocurrencies and Reddit and all of that, people are getting wealthy very fast. So that is a lot of what's created this whole mantra here lately, and it's only been the last couple of years because of what's going on with with the Fed and the liquidity and where we're
Yeah.
at.
Yeah, I remember talking about the FIRE movement very early on my channel, right? Because I retired at 45, which again, I
Mhm.
retired from a day job. I'm not an entrepreneur, right? I'm a good employee or a great employee that became an investor. I still am not an entrepreneur like yourself. But I talked about the FIRE movement a bunch because most people would consider 45 early. Now, what I realized after talking to more folks, and especially after yesterday's conversation with a 22 or 23-year-old, is the FIRE movement does a wonderful job painting a vision of what the end looks like, right? I consider it like hiking up a mountain, right? Let's tell you about this outlook, miles ahead. It's beautiful. You're above the trees. You can see forever. It's just, the sun's shining. It's wonderful. And then it talks about you're at the base of the trailhead, right? But it does a horrible job of painting the path because you're right. People think it's almost instant. I was talking with a
Yeah.
new college grad who is not yet married, has a girlfriend, lives in New York, so expensive, and he is all was all stressed out because he thought he was behind. I'm like, dude, you just started.
Hmm.
Take a breath, relax. You've got 80 years to be in this game, right? You don't have to be done by the time you're 27. So I think the FIRE movement needs to do a better job of saying, you know what, it takes years to get from the base of the trail to this outlook, and Make it okay. Enjoy the journey, for heaven's sakes, right? When you
Yeah.
do an investment and it pays your rent or it pays your mortgage or it pays your car or shoot, pays the electricity bill. That's awesome. You have something generating positive cash flow that pays your electricity bill so you don't, or your cell phone or whatever it is. Let's let's talk about the path more. Stop talking about the trailhead and the end vision. Let's get more people to realize that it takes years and it's okay if it takes years.
Or it could take a year. It depends on what that path is. But that's the big problem is they're focusing on the destination and the starting point, and they forget, wait a minute, I need a vehicle
Yeah.
to get me there. And in this day and age right now, yeah, if you understand cryptocurrency and you've been fortunate enough to be at the front of that, man, it's lights out real quick there. You can do that in a day now if you're in the right thing at the right time.
Yeah.
You know, with cryptos, with NFTs, with e-commerce, drop shipping, you know, internet marketing. There's so many different digital media agencies. I mean, there's so many things that you can do in the world of online space now that you can generate a lot of money really fast and never have to work a day job again
Mhm.
because of these other things you can do. So it can happen quick. And you see a lot of people out there that it's happening quick for stock trading, you know, whatever it is,
Mhm.
you know, but what happens is people get hung up on seeing that destination, seeing that, you know, starting point, but they don't connect the dots and go, wait a minute, I need to pick something and go do it. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. I want to do a lot more talking about the journey, right? Again, it's picking something, it's focus, it's daily
yeah,
execution, whether you know, it's the more and more I do this, it's so shocking how similar really thing is, right? If you want to lose weight, you exercise for most people, right? There are these genetic things and I get it, but for most people, it's exercise, burn calories and eat less junk. If you want to
yeah.
be, you know, if you want to make more money, add more skills. I mean, it's about being a little bit better every day and focusing on one thing. And just like this journey, right? Let's talk about the journey, whether it's 1 year because you caught crypto at the right time, or if you're an employee saving money and buying investment, it's all good. We should not be judging each other. Get on the journey because when you get financially independence, for most of us, it's not a money thing. It's a time and choice thing. And let me
Yeah.
tell you, that is empowering and freeing. And I enjoy it, frankly.
And the world is moving fast, you know, faster than you and I when we
Mm.
were coming up and doing
Yeah.
things. And, you
Amen
know,
to
like a
that.
lot of people ask me if you could do it all over again, what would you do? Or what would you tell your 20-year-old
Younger
old
self.
self?
Yeah.
And then I made a video on that. Then somebody said, well, what about your 30-year-old self? I'm like, oh, give me a
Oh
break.
God,
So I got to
I
do
can't
one
win.
for every decade. Well, here's the two things. One is I would have, knowing what I know now, I would have gone way bigger, way faster. And number two, I would have focused on one thing versus doing all the different things I did. Now,
Exactly.
I've got a lot of great experience and I've been involved in a lot of different things, but I spent a lot of time starting and building up a lot of smaller companies and selling them off versus focusing on the one big thing that could have really, you know, been a lights out exchange. Now, again, I didn't know 2008, 9 was coming. I didn't know, you know, what we've experienced now was coming, you know, so it's kind of hard to know what's what there. And, you know, arguably, if I would have gone way bigger in real estate than I was, there was a lot of people that were way bigger than me, billionaires that got wiped out in
Yeah.
08 and 09. So I could have very well gotten wiped out,
Yeah.
you know, and been a billionaire at that time. So, you know, it's hard to say that, but knowing now in today's environment, man, it's so easy to raise money. It's so easy to get capital, get on Wall Street, get involved in big real estate deals, or go out and buy a house and take advantage of the easy lending right now because it's not hard to borrow money and then borrow another and just keep going and keep going and keep going and, you know, use that one rental at a time strategy. But the key is pick a vehicle, focus on it, and stick with it, you know, versus younger people today. There's so many things vying for attention and so many different ways to go. That's the number one thing I hear from people that reach out to me is, man, I've got all these different things,
Hmm.
analysis paralysis. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, pick a market, pick an asset. Let's start.
Let's go. Exactly. Focus and daily execution. Greg, how can people follow you? Because you put out amazing content.
It's gregdickerson.com. All my YouTube podcast, all that stuff's there. And yeah, every day I'm unloading everything I've learned over the last 25 years doing a lot of different things. So
Yeah.
it's at least benefiting other people, if not me at this point.
Yeah, Greg. You folks, you got to follow Greg. He operates at a different level than all of my experts Monday through Friday. He's a special human being who's done amazing things. So go to gregdickerson.com. Thanks, buddy.
Yep. Good to be here, Michael.
You got it.